No be juju.
The African mythology podcast you never knew you needed.
Vibes.
We're no mythologists, just two young Nigerians with a relatively recent interest in African mythology and storytelling. In each episode, we'll be recounting various myths and legends across the African continent, while drawing parallels between them as well as mass culture today. It's all vibes, not juju. Hey guys!
Hey, welcome to our second episode. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to anybody who listened to our previous episode. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're so grateful. Today's episode will center on gods of thunder. So
Cue
we're gonna,
thunder.
yeah,
Cue
lightning.
thunderstruck.
We'll insert something there. So there are going to be a lot of emotions today. You're going to hear about some pretty angry, frustrated beings, individuals. But before we get into that, we thought it would be cool to, share with you guys maybe like a book, a series, podcast, whatever, anything that delivered on vibes in these last few weeks or so. Because we did say that there will be multiple vibes. We mentioned this several times.
Yes, we did.
And we just want to keep that consistent energy. So I'll start. So for me, it was a song. My vibe week was a song. So this really bouncy, upbeat, nostalgia-filled song I came across. I first heard it on speakers somewhere. And it's called Whoops Now. It's by Janet Jackson. And basically, it's like the theme for, like, if you're a working woman and you want to chill with your friends on the beach, or you want to have some paid time off and your boss is like, no. That's basically the song. It's really strange. I'm like, to make a song about that, but
We love a good, very specific, very niche.
Extremely.
We love a good Janet song.
That's what I
Janet
love.
is always hitting the mark.
She understands the assignment.
Yes.
So that is actually why I like her. But what about you? What was your vibe of the week?
I finished watching this anime called Erased. It's basically a thriller / mystery. It's very, very popular. It's known to be like one of the best anime. It's about this guy who basically has to go into the past and basically prevent a little girl from being killed, which then started like a series of like kidnaps / murders. It's not even only about like the mystery and trying to figure out who did it. It's not even really only about that. It's about a lot of character development, and the storytelling is very, very smooth, and it was just amazing all through.
Awesome.
Yeah, really interesting.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah, that was cute. So on to gods of not shady.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love it.
Sorry, just moved on quite quickly.
I just wanted to zoom through.
Okay.
We actually did zoom, maybe a zoom effect to just enter.
Let's not.
Gods of Thunder, guys, coming up. So my first myth is a very brief one. It follows on from the lovely tale you shared last week about Mbombo, the Kuba deity who vomited all of creation.
We love Ambundu.
We do love him. So the Kuba Kingdom was prominent between the 17th and 19th centuries in what is now the southeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo. And of course, if you listened last week, some of you may recall the Bombas, and of course our favorite Budi, the goats.
Little goats.
Goats.
Because actually comes up in one of my stories as well. So maybe Budi gets like a redemption arc,
Yeah, maybe he can be saved.
Yes.
But does he want to be saved?
Maybe not. It must be a goat.
Yeah. So, Mbombo had created the lands, animals, people, and things were pretty chill. there was peace, kindness, and harmony. Well, most of the time. Legend states that everyone but the swift, black, leopard-like creature made of lightning, Tsetse Bumba, was a bit of a handful. She was running about in the forest, starting fires, setting villages aflame, cash. So she was then banished into the sky,
of course,
by Ambundu, who turned her into a lightning bolt. And when you're known for causing trouble, people may not miss you very much. So even though all the villagers were relieved as everyone feared her and her rage and her wrath, her powers were useful because when she left, people on Earth had to live without fires. And they couldn't cook their meat, they had to eat raw meat, and they couldn't make good tools as well. So, yeah, things got pretty dim after Tsetse Bumba was banished. But it got better. Things got better. Mbombo saw them suffering and was like, my people are struggling. So he taught them how to hunt for fire that lived in the trees. So now Tsetse Bumba was far away, though she still causes trouble from time to time. Out of her frustration, legend states that she continues to disobey Mbombo by striking the earth and igniting village and forest fires. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So, in summary, Tsetse was like, light up, burn it all down, can't stop, won't stop, and...
So now anytime that lightning strikes something, you're like, you will see Bumba.
Yeah, or run. Just run.
Or just run.
Because,
if you actually, to be fair, if you're pointing fingers at a god of lightning and thunder, that might not really end well for you.
For you. Yes. Because if after all these years, Tsetse has still not been able to control her temper, she's not actually been able to develop this emotional intelligence, it's probably never going to happen. So you better run. Yeah.
It's cool. I like that it's a female god, because that's very because you would think that like thunder is more of like a masculine has a masculine quality to it, but it's interesting that this is actually a female god. But then it's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. Like, I just randomly came across it and I was like, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Like, I don't really know what made Tsetse Bumba, have a bit of a temper in the first place. Maybe that's just her natural personality.
I mean, we'll talk about it more later, but that's kind of like a consistent thing between among all the gods of thunder, or gods and goddesses. Obviously, can't dismiss our queen. Yeah. But all of them have this very a lot of wrath. Sometimes it's used for justice. Sometimes this case used to be a bit petty
and destroy.
And yes, I think obviously probably thunder, and I think they're very destructive. So I think humans' way of kind of characterizing thunder is you must be angry, it must be, because something that's violent has to be can't just be a peaceful mix. Not be striking thunder.
Yeah, that would be very unsettling.
Yes.
Destroy.
I'm still cute though.
It's popping.
It's popping. What's popping?
It's popping up. But yeah. What do you have for us?
So again, I will be going to the southwestern part of Nigeria with the Yoruba Empire again. And mine is actually about Shango. Mm-hmm. And Shango is, if not the most popular, but one of the most popular orishas in Yoruba religion. And an orisha is basically just a deity in Yoruba religion. And we'll talk about why he's so popular later on. But he's actually one of the gods that had a physical form before becoming a deity. He was the third or fourth king of the Oyo Kingdom. It's mostly historical. his reign is mostly historical, and the Oyo Kingdom is basically one of the greatest kingdoms of Yoruba land. He had 3 wives, Oya, Oshu, and Oba, and it said that Oshu was the most close to him because, can you guess why she was the most close to him? Just think of a typical, like, African man.
Was she the best cook?
Yes.
Oh my God.
She was the best. She threw down in the kitchen. So you know, Shango was like, I got...
He was so basic.
Yeah, yes,
Oh
yes.
my God. Really?
So Shango has kind of conflicting stories about his parentage, also about how he got his powers. It's a bit unclear, but there's a version that states that his father was Oromio and his mother was an Iyemoja, which is a mermaid from Nupe. And there's another one that says that he was part of Obatala from our previous episode, who basically made human beings and the earth and things like that, and Ajagu, the king of fire. There's a really weird story about how Obatala became a woman to kind of like seduce Ajagu. See, it's. I'm not going to get into that.
It's a lot of flexibility.
Obatala.
It's cool.
Be doing some things.
Okay.
Be doing some things.
I mean, he already showed us.
In the
previous episode that he was a lover of vibes and rocks and enjoyment. So I'm not surprised. I actually really like him. I think he's not.
He will be great as a party.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting
Guy.
person. Yeah. So the version that appears, the most agreed upon, is that Shango was fathered by Oromio. And Oromio was the founder of the Oyo Kingdom and the youngest grandson of Oduduwa, who was the progenitor. And he married a Nupe woman, who then bore him Shango. It's really unclear how he got his powers exactly. It's unclear whether he had his powers as a human before he became a deity, or if he, got his powers after becoming a deity. But one story suggests that he gained his powers from Ibabalawo when he sought more power to destroy his enemies, and then he gained powers to control lightning and was then subsequently possessed by the spirit of lightning. And then this marked his ascendance into Orisha level, which is basically God status level. So, as we've seen as a theme from the first story, he was known to be a very powerful and violent ruler, and he reigned for 7 years with many campaigns and battles. Magic, thunder, and lightning characterized his reign, and he was known to be actually a key contributor to Oyo's greatness. He was also quite mean and strict on his subjects, that caused him to, make some enemies. Shango has a lot of mystery around him, so his death and the fall of his reign is still a bit unclear. But according to history, his trouble is related to his tragic love story between him and Oya. We love a good love story. Yes. And Oya was his concubine, who was a spirit with powers to transform into animals and summon rain. So basically, she had similar powers to him. It is said that Shango had 2 wives, like I said before, Oshu and Oba, before Oya. Oshu is, however, considered by historians to be his legit wife, because I think she was the first, his first wife. So, to win his love, the first 2 wives posed a big competition, but Oya had something that they both lacked. She shared his powers, and she quickly became Oya's Shango's right-hand woman. And basically their bond between them was made stronger due to their shared abilities, and they became a powerful force. Subsequently, she had access to Shango's thunderbolts and advised Shango to get rid of his 2 powerful war generals, Timi Olofa Ina and Bonka, after they initially refused his order not to wage war against Obu. Based on this, Shango sent the duo to border towns of Oyo Empire. Timi went to Ede, where history says he became the first king, and Timi is actually the official titles of kings of Ede. but Bonka stayed in Oyo. So Bonka faced Shango in a fight, demanding him to abdicate the throne. In anger, Shango requested his thunderbolt from his beloved Oya. He got the thunderbolt, but it was wet and stained with blood from Oya's menstruation. That's I don't know what was doing with that thunderbolt. I don't want to know what was doing with that thunderbolt. I don't want to know. Is that now like always, extra? Like I don't really know what's going on there. But let's move on. So to refortify the thunderbolt, Shango, history says, went to a nearby rock. The thunder from that exercise struck his palace and raised it down. So yeah, it said in many accounts that Shango basically was his own destruction. He destroyed his own kingdom due to his anger. And unwilling to fight, Shango disappeared into thin air. This is not only one. This is just one kind of anecdote about how Shango met his end. Some say that Shango actually never died. Some say that he actually hung himself in a place called Koso, and this brought about the name Orisha Shango Koso. So his death is very mystical. Everything about Shango is kind of shrouded in mystery, which is very interesting. So after Shango, quote unquote, died, his enemies' houses were set on fire, probably by Shango's friends. But some people believe that Shango actually went up to the heavens and started sending fire down to earth. And that's how Shango became known as the god of thunder and lightning. So this might remind you of another Norse god, Thor. But his symbol is the double-headed axe, which represents swift and balanced justice. And Orishas are usually associated with, certain colors, and his colors are red and white. He's said to have admired red attire during his lifetime. In Yoruba land, Shango is worshipped on the 5th day of the week, which is named Ojo Jakuta. And his ritual worship foods include guguru, bitter kola, amala, and begiri. We love a man of taste. Also, he is worshipped with.
Hey, that was very unenthusiastic. I'm actually not a participant in the Amala versus Eba wars. I was just trying to be among.
Well, I am very much a participant, so I will defend Amala to my grave.
Yes, yes, I can see.
Yeah, so anyone who doesn't know Amala is basically just yam flour that's mixed with water in a pot, and that basically makes kind of I don't know what to call it. It's not really like a pudding. It's I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, just look it up. Also, he's worshipped with the bata drum. So Shango is. I was talking about why Shango is actually very popular, and it's actually linked to the slave trade. So Shango is also venerated in Haiti as a god of thunder and weather. In Brazil, he's known as Shango, but with an X in front. In Umbanda, he's known as the very powerful Ioa Nago Shango. In Trinidad, he's known as god of thunder as well, and also drumming and dance. And in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Venezuela, the Santeria equivalent of St. Barbara, he's known as Shango. So he's kind of been hopping around the place. It's very interesting how he's been carried along into so many different parts of the world. And he actually has a festival dedicated to honor him. So the festival takes place every August towards the end of the rainy season at every Yoruba recognized country, such as Nigeria, Cuba, Brazil, and lots of countries I mentioned. But it's always celebrated in the palace of the king of Oyo. Yeah, that's my story.
That's really interesting. I don't know if you guys remember, we were making a lot of references to last episode, but I remember I said that Shango was the only, one of the only gods that I'd heard of, and I mean, it makes sense. Like you said, a mythological figure that has tentacles like all across the world. It makes sense that would
Yeah.
be the one that I would know. But yes, really interesting. It's interesting also how his love life played a big part in his story. Like, I don't know if you see that as much with other gods, like the women being such a big part of the story. So
yeah, I mean, I think gods were like known to, well, in the European kingdom, they were known to have like many wives and everything. I think polygamy was like a very present thing around that time. So it's a bit, it's a bit funny how his end was a woman, basically.
I'm saying, like, there were just a lot of women like in the story, which is good, a good thing. But yeah, you just don't hear that as much. A lot of the stories, like the women, well, not the two stories I'm going to say. Not the first story that I mentioned, but a lot of these stories, like, women are kind of kept like in the background and not really as prominent. So it's just interesting how like his wives were such a big part of.
It's cool how like he kind of like involved his wives in lots of his reign and things like that. Yeah. Like they weren't just now home doing nothing. They were very active in his reign.
I found that's what kind of stood out to me the most. Like really cool. Okay.
And not to make any more store comparisons, I already made the axe and Thor's hammer. That kind of has a similarity. But Thor also has a red cape. Shango's color is red. I'm not making any assumptions here. Just take from it what you will. But I'm just saying. Like some similarities. It's really. Actually, and it's not even the only one that has like a hammer or It's weird how a lot of different numbers actually hold like weapons like hammers or axes as well, and from different parts of the world that are like completely separate from each other. And even in China as well, they have one god that holds like a hammer or an axe. Can't remember which one. But it's really interesting how people that don't even know each other from anywhere, they are just
it's the same
kind of story.
That is extremely interesting, actually. But another thing, like all of these thunder gods, they have anger issues, as previously mentioned.
They need therapy, man.
They do need therapy, but it makes sense, as to people who live in Lagos. Some of these thunders can be quite rapturous, and they have you wondering, is this the end?
Yes.
Is this it?
Like when you can literally feel the house shaking.
Yes.
Yeah. And I can see why people would think that that the God is angry with them, because I'm like, have I done something wrong? Like, why are you doing this to me?
No, thank you. Because I'm sorry. Okay. It's really cool. The second myth I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is an epic. When I say epic, it's going to be
a K.
With a K. It's going to be a little longer than usual, but it's a good one. The legend of Sudika-Mbambi. Woo. Okay.
I don't know who he is. Can you please tell me?
Yeah, I will tell you.
Oh yeah, just like a preface, guys, we don't tell each other the stories that we're preparing before. So if I seem clueless, because I actually am clueless and I'm learning along with you guys.
So true. Same with me. Like, oh my god, because I've not actually heard it before. So
that's who he is.
Yes. Sudika-Mbambi is a hero and an Ambundu mythological figure who is featured in multiple Angolan legends and folktales. The term hero in myth is applied to a figure that stands out from other mortals by accomplishing incredible feats and showing qualities such as endurance, bravery, and inventiveness. According to our best friend, Wikipedia.
We love him.
Thank you so much.
Or her.
Yeah. Sudika-Mbambi's story became the origin myth for thunderstorms. The Ambundu are a Bantu people living in the northwestern region of modern-day Angola. Sudika was a twin and the firstborn son of Nzua Dia Kiwanuka, who married the daughter of the sun and moon. Legend states that he spoke to his mother from the womb and named himself after birth.
Energy.
This guy was excellent.
Energy.
Straight out the gate, he said, "No, mother, I will name myself because I can."
And some of us would, that wanted the same kind of,
Yeah,
opportunity.
That would have been.
If you could name yourself. But I know, actually, at that
Maybe
age...
not.
I don't know, maybe I'd name myself something stupid. I don't know if it would actually
Beth. My name is Beth. Oh, my name is Day.
My name is Day. My name is Fetus. Like...
God knows. So yeah, this guy was excellent, and he took control of his destiny straight out of the gate from the get-go, and this is a repeated theme for him. Immediately after he was born, his twin brother Kabundungulu was born. Keyword: immediately. Both sons set out to rebuild their parents' house, which was destroyed by cannibal monsters called the Makishi that plundered their village and killed their grandfather. Yes, wild. So not only did this guy
It should be a
name
movie.
himself, I'm telling you, not only did he name himself straight out of the womb, he and his twin brother set out to rebuild their parents' house that was destroyed by monsters. You see,
That's a series waiting to happen.
yeah, and Sudika is the quintessential African child. Some of us are complaining about having to wash plates from the age of 2.
He was like, now I'm going to rebuild a whole kingdom.
He rebuilt and restored his whole family mere seconds after he was born. He and his brother were also...
Wait, he built his family or he built his house?
His house, guys. His house. Ignore that. He and his brother were born holding a knife, a stick, and his kilembe. So the kilembe is a mythical plant which has been explained as a life tree. So the plant and Sudika were connected in some way. So something bad happens to Sudika, it would reflect in the plant. So he had this mythic plant, the kilimbi, and Sudika then requested that his mother should plant the tree. I feel his name is not Sudika, his name is Sudika-Mbambi, but I don't know why I just got too familiar and
He's your boy now. He's your boy.
I got too familiar.
It's your boy.
It's the boy Sudi. Like this is my guy. Like
You won't make sure that's Sudi.
thank God. This is my guy. This
He was
is
tracking.
Farms. This is Farms. Yes. So let me actually say his full name. Sudika-Mbambi. So basically, Sudika-Mbambi then requested that his mother should plant the tree at the back of their house. Now, this is where, to me, it becomes a bit less than the quintessential African child, because how can you be instructing your mother, who labored for several hours and is probably still in pain, like she literally just gave birth to you, to go and plant a tree? And also, you're 0 years old. Do you have any respect for your elders?
Yeah, literally like... How are you even conscious? Like,
It's mythical, it's fantasy, and it's amazing, but it's just interesting when you put it in the real world context.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was imagining like a small baby like me cry, go and plant the tree
in back of the house that I just built, please, near the post.
She gave birth to a full-grown man.
Yeah, basically. Sudika is special, and he didn't play games. He knew what he came to this earth to do. He got to work. He rebuilt the house. So I'm guessing he's the boss. He's the man of the house at this point. If you have rebuilding your whole house,
I agree.
You have taken that role. You're taking that role. So obviously, Sudika who was an independent individual through and through. He left his family, decided to leave his family to destroy the monsters that were responsible for basically ruining their original home. So you guys, I've been saying keywords. So I said rebuilt. He rebuilt the house. He restored, kind of restored his family as well. And now he's seeking retribution for the wrongs that were done to him by these evil monsters, the Makashi. And I just really loved reading the story, because as you said, like, the energy is very serious, it's very focused.
Very precise.
I'm trying to make this light-hearted, but it's actually a very serious journey that he embarked on. He was avenging his
Straight out the
grandfather.
gate.
He was avenging his family.
My guy was
He was like, we have work to
building
do.
homes,
Yeah.
instructing,
Yeah.
to
Giving
plant trees.
Boss behavior.
As in CEO.
He didn't need to build no self-confidence.
Yeah.
He was born with it.
He was born.
Yeah, it's great. So regarding these monsters, the Makashi, some accounts refer to them as multiple-headed ogres. Just for you guys to picture what our hero was up against.
Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. So before Sudika left, he instructed his younger brother to stay home and watch the Kilembe, the life plant. If it withered, he would know that Sudika-Mbambi was dead.
That's heavy.
Very heavy. So Sudika-Mbambi embarked on a perilous quest full of incredible twists and turns. He worked together with the Kipalende, supernatural helpers and actually defeated the Makashi. You see, he's just super efficient. Like, which one I was like, I read the story twice. I was like, wait, is that it? Okay, he just did that.
See, he came with a purpose. He came with a to-do list. Check.
He was already planning and preparing in the womb. That's what they tell y'all. They tell your preparation phase. That 9 months
Preparation mess opportunity.
Oh my
We
God.
love it.
Oh my
Snap,
God.
snap,
Drop
snap,
it.
snap.
Drop it. That was the incubation period. He was making moves. That's why we keep telling y'all, make those moves. Be in that planning preparation phase so you're ready for the harvest.
Aspire.
Oh my God. The claps. Wow. Okay. So he defeated the Makashi, which is amazing. But then he's challenged by a destructive old woman who secured her captives by trapping them under heavy stones. Sudika fought and killed her, then married her granddaughter, who had been boarded up in the woman's stone house. So that gave me Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel tease. I was scared. I was creeped out. Trapping someone under a stone, like just the visual, it really creeped me out. Like I'm actually getting, I feel weird even seeing it was weird.
That's actually very scary.
Yeah, it was quite creepy. But I feel like older women are kind of unfairly villainized in.
I was about to say, like, why does she have, like, they have mentioned that they know that she's old.
Yeah.
Like,
a woman.
Yeah, like, they're a woman. Like, no, she must be an old woman. So old women are always like seen as like hags. They're always seen as like, they're always the creepy, vindictive. Why is it that as women age, you just become more evil or something?
It's like, what?
Like, I just said.
Whereas when with men, it's the wise medicine man, the healer, the sorcerer, the wizard. Men get wiser, where women get more wicked and evil. So it's like, guys, can we just have a bit more balance? That would be lovely. Please, because we know that is far from the truth. That's far from the truth. I'll say even, when you're older, I
don't even think like you would like, because there are old people who are stupid and there are young people who are wise. Like,
it's not
obviously the older you get, the more life experience you get, so you're more likely to be wiser as you get older. But it doesn't really have any like gender doesn't really have any like impact on it. That's why I think personally I don't think it has any impact on it.
I agree.
So this whole narrative is very disturbing. Very disturbing.
It's like, why? Like, what? Free old women.
I see.
Hashtag, guys. Free old women. Please. Free them because
let
them live their lives. Let them live their lives. I felt uncomfortable reading it. I didn't feel good.
When I said old woman, I was like, I have to just keep myself.
I actually don't even like the term old woman. Just older. Just old. It's like it's a subjective. Old is a very broad. Elderly is more specific. I feel old is just because you can say I'm
elderly.
Young.
Sorry. I was like, I didn't know.
I'm young.
Let me say, good morning, madam.
But someone can say, like, if someone that's like 5 would be like, oh my God. Yeah, old. Yeah, old, basically. But yeah. It's just an interesting one. So yeah, back to the story, guys. Back to the story. The Kipalende were supernatural healers that helped Sudika-Mbambi conquer the Makashi. And I've already shared that. But the Kipalende were treacherous, guys. They subsequently betrayed him due to their envy at his great fortune and powers. I mean, this guy's excellent. Who wouldn't be envious? But Kipalende, really, they plotted to kill him. Haters. They're everywhere. And they were also fakers, and they did fake. So they dug a hole in the place where Sudika-Mbambi usually rested and covered it with mats. He came in tired, and they pressed him to sit down, and he did. And he nearly fell into the hole. They covered the hole up and thought that was the end of him. You know, this reminded me of Joseph and his brothers who threw him down the pit, for him to be sold into slavery. Yeah. You have to be, when you're doing well. Enemies. Bad energy, stay far away. All of that. Enemies. I hate to say it, but yeah, sometimes you have to. You just have to. Yes. It's tough. It's a toughie, but yeah, that was what our hero found himself. That's where he found himself. His twin brother, Sudika's twin brother at home, went to look at the life tree and found that it had withered.
No.
Thinking that perhaps there was still hope, he poured water on it, and it grew green again.
Oh, yay!
Sudika-Mbambi was not killed by the fall. When he reached the bottom of the pit, he looked around and he saw an opening. Entering this, he found himself in a road. The road, in fact, which led to the country of the dead, the underworld. Cue scary music.
Wow.
So this is the quintessential. I keep on using that word quintessential.
This should just be a movie. This is a whole thing. See,
it's the hero's journey.
It's literally a hero's journey. I love
he leaves the normal world. He embarks into the unknown, the underworld. He answers the call to adventure almost immediately. When he was in the room, he was telling his mom, I got things to do, I'm going to head out.
And he has objectives.
Yes.
He has objectives.
They're points. They're literally like marks and points that being hit. He meets the helpers who betray him and then throw him into this world that he's never been in before, and that's when the adventure begins in earnest. You're 100% right. It should be a movie. It has all the ingredients.
It has every ingredient. Yeah. Every ingredient. Even the one where he just came out of the womb as a fully grown man. I love it.
I wonder how they will dramatize that. I think this is more animation.
Yeah, this is because that is very...
Yeah. I'm giving you guys ideas.
Okay. Cut it out. We're gonna actually do ourselves. No.
That's all right, guys. We're generous. We share. We love. It's love. It's knowledge. It's sharing. And some of you are already taking notes and writing it down. Okay. So basically, Sudika-Mbambi, he's in the underworld, and he moves to the home of Kaluga Ngombe, the king of the underworld. And for some reason, he is trying to marry Kalunga Ngombe's daughter. And basically, to do this, Sudika has to complete a number of tasks which have been set by the king. And I saw your face even when I said this. This is one thing when it comes to epics, quests, even adventure movies that I really struggle with. It's that huge section where the hero gets derailed from their goal. I know it's ironic as I have derailed this story at every possible point, but hear me out. This is derailment. This is not why you're here. The treacherous Kipalendes just betrayed you. You have to get home. Love can wait. And is the underworld really the place to be looking for marriage, be looking for love?
Probably not. I would not really advise anybody to look for a spouse in the underworld.
Yes.
And even be completing tasks.
Like, actually, don't be found. Don't actually just go there.
Don't go there if you are believing.
Yes, if you are believing.
Don't.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're talking to dead people. But if you are believing, please try to avoid,
Yeah, it seems like quite a risky endeavor.
Yes, very risky. Like, how's he going to get back? Can he carry the bride with him? You'll probably tell us at some point.
To be honest, as you just said that, it's not really clear to me how he escaped from the underworld. I do not know how he actually did that, but he has some abilities. I'm sure he figured this out. But as a normal human being, I don't advise this because I'm sure you may not be as skilled and as inventive as Sudika.
To be fair, if you look at, Hades and Persephone kind of had a good time. She
was chilling, innit?
She was chilling. She was having fun.
Yeah, but
enjoying herself.
To be honest, I guess it depends on your personality. Like, she said maybe she was making the most
personality quiz. This is the new personality quiz, guys. Are you fit for the underworld
or not? Is it for you? Is it
for you?
That would be a very good quiz. I would take that quiz.
If it comes up positive, I'd be like, why?
You start to question some things about your standards and
my life.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay. So what happened was we're wondering, Sudika-Mbambi, he has to complete all these tasks to marry Kaluga and Gumbi's daughter, but he was the man for the job because he basically he excelled actually at almost all of the tasks, unsurprisingly.
What else did we expect?
What else did we expect from him? So he slayed a giant serpent called Kiwanuka Kiatomba, and did all the really awesome, great things. But just like every other, hero's journey, there comes a point where, the hero enters the abyss, the dark cave where, things kind of take a turn for the worse. He goes up against this beast called Kimbiji Kiamalinda, which leaves him mortally wounded. And some accounts describe Kimbiji as a legendary beast, but others say it was a crocodile and it actually swallowed Sudika. But I'm like, it must have been a deadly crocodile because, or maybe Sudika had an off day because he's slaying serpents, he's building houses out of the womb, like he's doing all these things. For him to, get taken out by a crocodile.
Don't underestimate those crocs.
To be honest, actually, I've seen crocodile. Yeah, they're not.
There's this video. I don't know if you guys seen this video. There's this really funny video of, like, I think they found like this crocodile in some parts of Ghana, and then people started taking pictures, and they're like putting their hand on the crocodile, and then there was one that came like a bit too close to like his like eyes, and then just like snaps and like and then everybody starts running. Oh my god! It's so funny because like they're just smiling, like taking the picture, and then it just runs. So guys, don't underestimate.
Actually,
crocs.
Let me keep quiet. Actually, sorry, crocs. Sorry. No worries though. All is not lost for Sudika-Mbambi, because remember. There's something that can let us know.
Oh, the plant?
The plant. Wow. So his twin brother, Kabundungulu, sets out to rescue him because he sees the life tree, which is obviously withered. So Kabundungulu, he springs into action. He reaches the house where the Kipalendes were keeping Sudika-Mbambi's wife captive and asked where he was. They denied all knowledge of him, but he felt certain, that something is fishy here. And according to the Bantu by Werner, he told the Kipalendes, "You have killed him, uncover the grave." He said what he said. They opened the pits. They didn't even argue. They're like, okay. Okay. They They opened the pit, Kabundungulu descended into it, and I know, brotherly love. He actually did, rescue his brother. Brotherly love, we love it for like 2 seconds, because once these two escaped the belly of the crocodile, they began to fight over Sudika-Mbambi's brides. These brothers, you're being
over his bride.
Over his brides. So he had a wife at home. Oh, and then so when he was actually going, supposed to complete those tasks to marry like the god of the underworld's daughter, he already had like a wife. So he had a wife back home, who was being held captive by the Kipalendes. And so they began to fight over his two brides, because I think he recently married the first wife. He recently married her, and so basically they were arguing over this. The second brother, Kabundungulu, he felt like he'd been unfairly treated because his brother had two wives and he had none. And Sudika-Mbambi was like,
I don't blame him for feeling that way. Like,
because this guy is just getting all the quests, all the adventure. Why he can't just sit down at home and look at the plants? And all he did was, he didn't even get to face any real beast. Like, he just had to go into the crocodile, whereas Sudika-Mbambi has had all the action, he's been calling the shots, and this guy was just watching the plants and just waiting for his brother's call. Aww. So I guess he was a bit salty and just felt a bit, shafted. To be honest, this story is not about him. It's not about Kabundungulu. It's about Sudika-Mbambi. So maybe he was unfairly treated. Maybe he does deserve more credit.
It's just sad. I just feel bad for him.
Maybe #free Kabundungulu as well. I don't know. I don't know.
What hashtags is going around?
But Sudika-Mbambi was like, no, I'm already married to these ladies. I'm not about to.
I love a committed man.
Separate. And Kabundungulu did not give up. He was apparently still disturbing the wives sometime after. And it got to the point where the two brothers fought each other with swords but couldn't kill each other because they both had magical powers, so none of them could be wounded. Eventually, the story is actually, it's like, guys, can we make up? And can we just have, like, the finale? Eventually, they got tired, and basically Sudika-Mbambi moves to the heavens, where he becomes thunder with his twin brother, Kabundungulu, who is also in the sky, echoing that thunder. And apparently, they set up two strongholds, so one of them lies in the east and the other in the west. And that was kind of like their reward. So it's very similar to, like, Hercules in Greek mythology, who did the labors and different quests, and following that became an immortal. And similar to Shango as well, who had various pursuits,
ruling a kingdom,
battles, was a warrior, and his almost like his reward was being able to attain that immortal deity status. Oh, and for people who were wondering what happened to the Kipalendes, the treacherous betrayers, the brothers drove them away, but surprisingly they didn't kill them, which is nice of them. Power of forgiveness.
Nice.
That was quite long, guys, but I hope you enjoyed it.
It was
twist and turns.
That was, it was like everyone that I was going to end. It was like, and then
honestly, the real story is longer than that.
I'm question for this guy is that, does he sleep? I don't really think he sleeps.
He's very type A.
He's very, very,
very type
A.
Do you think all gods of thunder were pretty? You have to be quiet.
Fair, a lot of them.
You can't really be very laid back and passive as we said. I'm not to say all type A people are aggressive and angry. Like, you can be type A and chill, or maybe that presents.
I think it means more like focus.
Yeah, focus.
A lot of them, they were very objective driven. They just did what they had to do. And even more than that sometimes.
It's great. It's great. It's a great mindset to have, and he accomplished so much.
Yeah.
And that's why they say heroes are people who accomplish all these incredible feats and have these amazing qualities, and you can identify so many of them in Sudika-Mbambi.
Yeah. I think one thing that's different is that he doesn't really have that angry
disposition
about him. It's more about him being, just doing what he needed to do, really.
He was just highly efficient.
Highly driven.
Awesome.
The last story is from Uganda, and it's about their god of thunder and lightning, who is called Kiwanuka, and is of the people of Buganda. So, Kiwanuka Semanda Muntu Konge was created by God as the first powerful spiritual angel. Other spirits were also created after. However, he was given the role of safeguarding them and ensuring that they behave well in the presence of God. We're seeing that same theme of, justice and, basically righteous anger and justice, things like that. So, some of the other spirits were given permission to occupy human bodies, and these were called Abaluta and Sozi. They were given official sites to start their lineages. The 5 key lineages included animals, birds, reptiles, insects, and plants, and these also formed the wide categorization of the clans/totems of Buganda. But unfortunately, Kiwanuka was not given an official site because God wanted him to move around and ensure that the new arrangement was successful. Kiwanuka was, however, allowed to possess a body and gave birth to his only son, Walungembe Wampamba Mugerere. So people see Kiwanuka as kind of a very harsh and fierce warrior god and who lives in the sky. He keeps law and order in the sky on behalf of his father Gulu, the Lord of Heaven. His visits on earth are marked by thunder and lightning, and again, here's the hammer. He uses a hammer as his main weapon. Whenever lightning strikes, it is believed that Kiwanuka has used his hammer to cause damage on the object struck by lightning. Kiwanuka's hammer resembles a mallet and the wooden instruments used to make bark clothes, but it is made of metal. Just like other gods, Kiwanuka is a name that's actually given to people at birth by their parents in honor of this god. And this name is given to all people, like regardless of their clans, unlike clan names which are given to people of particular clans. So, in spite of his reputation as a fierce god, Kiwanuka was known to hate injustice and act in defense of the weak. One tale which has survived up to the modern era is the story of Wabula Nkonko, who was a priest for the thunder god Kiwanuka. And the priest decided to speak out against the tyrannical rule of the king, and he sent a message to the king from his residence in Bulemezi County. The priest was summoned to the palace to repeat his utterances, which he had made to the Kabakas, which is the king's chiefs in the countryside. The priest boldly repeated his statements, calling upon the king to stop his cruelty to his subjects, stating that this was a message of Kiwanuka, the thunder god. And the king then, didn't really like being called out, imprisoned the priest for showing insolence. He was like, I don't really like to hear my faults, so
prison.
Prison you go. On the following night, there was a heavy thunderstorm, and the king's palace was hit by lightning. The king sustained injuries and had to undergo treatments. Wabula Nkoko, which was a priest, was released on the king's orders and was given land and presents by the king to make amends to Kiwanuka, the thunder god. He was like, please, I'm sorry.
I'm actually offend you. Please, take this lovely
I'm so
gift.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Say that after this episode, he calmed down his behavior.
Yes, when you've been corrected, yes. You've been chastised.
Like, will you shut up?
I'm just like, yep, hold your lips.
So there's actually no recorded visual image of the god Kiwanuka, but priests described him to be in the form of a big 19th century Muganda warrior holding a hammer, and he also wore a bangle. Accessories. Fashions. Okay. According to folklore, he's married to the goddess Nakayaga, with whom he visits the earth during the thunderstorms. This goddess was worshipped by the women in the era before colonial rule. It was believed that the goddess' wife would, on these occasions, collect fruits from the earth, but she did not come with a wife. So women used to throw kitchen knives out in the thunderstorms of Nakayaga. It was believed that Nakayaga would then reciprocate by granting them their prayers. So many childless women who wished to give birth used to throw their knives into the thunderstorms in hope of becoming pregnant.
Wow.
And the knives would be retrieved after the rainstorms. Those who became pregnant and produced girls used to name the children Kayaga or Nabawanuka. In most cases, the boys would be named Kiwanuka in honor of the god. So there are a few, there are always things like different, what do you call it? What's it called when they have like, superstitions attached to God. So one superstition is that cattle keepers have a belief that lightning does not strike cattle which have sheep in their heads. This is because Kiwanuka loves sheep. Those who believe in Kiwanuka therefore keep some sheep with their heads. Yeah, so
that's really interesting.
As Kiwanuka.
That's a nice one.
Basically, I like how he was, he was angry, but also like a good guy. He was very like, stop picking on people who are like lower than you or don't have some authority as you.
Justice.
Yes, justice.
Fairness.
Love it.
Oh, that's nice. I like him.
He's a cool guy.
I like Kiwanuka.
So loves I love guy like wears accessories. A cute bangle.
He has good taste. He actually has. He has great taste. Kiwanuka.
But yeah, we also want to talk about a bit, because when you search on Wiki, our best friend, if you just type in thunder gods, this massive list comes up, from South America, Europe, like everywhere. And we're just wondering, like, why is thunder, obviously, thunder happens everywhere, so it's a very universal, universal experience, human experience. But like, why is it so like revered? Why is thunder so important to be deified?
Yeah, because it's scary and we don't really understand it, and it's scary. Yes.
Yeah, like I think when I was actually looking this up, one of the things that came up was that, like, unlike fire, which humans can kind of like manipulate, and we can make fire and things like that, and we can stop fire when we want to. Thunder is completely out of our control. Like, we can't. It just happens sometimes randomly, and as humans, try to attach meanings and things. So it's like, why is this happening? Okay, must be angry. And also another thing I came up was like the difference between, like, a lot of these gods are also like thunder, lightning, but also come with rain as well. And rain is kind of like the basis of all life because it brings water. Yeah. That was. I think that maybe that's why, like, there are so many thunder gods, and thunder is still something that even till now is not really completely understood, even like by scientists. Yeah. So why it happens?
Yeah, no, 100%. There's just mystical quality to. Yeah. As you said, that element of not being able to control it and not being able to predict as well. And that's probably why they associate it with anger, because anger is a very erratic emotion. Yes. Can make you do so many different things. Some things. Wow, guys, that was fun. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed those myths as much as we did. That was really, really insightful.
Really fun time.
Without further ado, I do like that phrase. African proverb of the day. There was a lot of anger. That was a very long pause. There was a lot of anger.
Yes, it was.
Violence and vengeance today. So we had to find a proverb to just advise us, on this. And I'm not sure which country this is from, but the proverb goes, anger and madness are brothers. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.